since the curse was cast. Everlight Kingdom, they're on a quest to save their ass. Journey with us as we tell you the tale. It goes down rough like a pure mountain nail. Everlight Kingdom, down at Everlight.
The cursed ones slipped away from the mountain village motto under the ruse of following orders, their new ally Tasrel the shaman accompanying them to fulfill his promise to provide them medicine for their curse. Their escape, however, was far from quiet. On the road, they faced an old ally, Aiken Stone, fully consumed by the curse of extinction into a hideous monstrosity. Once a friend they shared drinks with, now the manifestation of their curse. But there was no time to grieve, as the Cyclops, the very creature behind Motto's troubles, nearly crushed them in a close encounter. Now the cursed ones laboriously limp toward Honeybee Meadow, clutching their letter penned by the late captain of the Royal Huntsman. With it, they hope to barter for horses, their best chance to outrun both the curse and the dangers chasing them. Francis, still shaken from a divine warning to avoid Gloria, knows that they must seek salvation elsewhere before it's too late.
Alright, so we good? We moving?
Yes.
Okay, so we let this guy out of the trunk and we're moving.
Once it becomes sleeping in the trunk.
I know. I could use some spell slots, but I'll be okay until we get there.
Okay, you know, we might just fight somebody else on the way over there.
Oh my gosh, the Cyclops' wife.
His 2 children. Oh, it was a family reunion! Is Casserole, what is his name?
Tasril. T-A-S-R-I-L.
Is he like okay, or is he still panicking?
He's very shaken up. He's trying to like calm himself down. He's doing breathing techniques. He's applying pressure to his chest to kind of like get his heart to stop beating so quickly.
Okay, best friend, what can we do to help?
Just
some milk now?
Don't drink that.
He looks torn between his 2 friends.
I just saved your life. I'm trying to save it again.
He's like, I need to get to somewhere where I can set up shop and get started on these herbs.
Alright, well, let's keep going.
Yep. You guys walk through the woods. It's a grueling journey, but thankfully you don't run into anything that would prevent your path. Most of the forestry around here is pretty lifeless until you guys make your way towards Honeybee Farms. That's located just north of Mid-Valley, where you were trying to go originally. But it's fine. Detours are fun. As you guys arrive, you see the farm in distance, in view. You exit the tree line of the forest, and it's now much more vast, open fields, much more familiar to what you saw in and around Mid-Valley. You can hear the distant sounds of birds chirping. The sun rises gently. It's probably about like 5 a.m., so the sun is just now beginning to rise a little bit. As you finally get closer to the farmstead, the sun just sort of peeks over, casting down a bright orangish hue over the entire land. You can see a few individuals early to rise, getting ready for their chores for the day. You can see them filling up little buckets of water. You can see them pulling a horse or 2 out to start brushing. Some farm animals sleeping, minding their own business, some groggily waking up. It's very peaceful and tranquil compared to the hellish nightmare that you are just now emerging from. There's mostly gnomes here working.
Is it super tiny?
Is the farm tiny or the gnomes tiny?
All of it.
The farm is pretty average size, but the gnomes are pretty tiny.
Oh,
They're probably just a few feet tall.
I just was wondering if they had like tiny houses.
No.
They're so small, there's no point in having giant, regular size anything.
One of the gnomes notices you walking, and he's hammering the fence, and he places his hand on his knee, pulls himself up, and then walks towards you. He speaks with a thick Scottish accent and sort of a rough and grisly voice, and he just goes, "Morning.
Good morning.
How can we help you?"
Do you have any lodging?
Are you asking for like a bed and breakfast?
No, just like a tavern, you know, something like that.
Tavern or just a room to rest on our journey?
Listen, I don't want to be mean, but This is my farmstead, and as far as I'm concerned, but before he can finish, you hear a voice shout out, Billy! In a feminine Scottish voice booms from the farmstead to the back. The gnome woman steps out and says, Billy, are you being nice to those people? And he goes, yes, dear, I've got it under control, but she clearly is not even waiting for his response before she starts walking over, clearly wanting to express as much hospitality as possible. She goes, how can we help you, dears? You look exhausted.
You are right. We certainly are.
Blood eaten. Blood trickling. Francis, there may still be blood on your bathrobe from earlier.
We're just looking for a place to stay the night and clean up.
As you can see, we had a run with a Cyclops out there, and
There's Cyclops out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, can we see it? Because it's probably over the trees.
Did you not feel the tremors a little bit ago?
Well, you guys have walked
For a while,
You
yeah.
guys have walked a long. You guys have honestly, like the distance from that mountaintop to here is not. It's a distance.
we just need somewhere to rest and tend our wounds briefly, and present the letter for the
Sure.
and we have this if that can be iron.
She takes it from you, and Billy, the gnome who spoke to you first, said, "Listen, we don't listen to her. We're just humble folk. We're not interested in hosting people, especially people who might bring trouble." And before he can finish his statement, she claps him over the back of the head with the letter. She goes, "These people are here on official business, and you are here telling them that they can't stay with us when we need help around the farm." And she looks at you and she goes, "How good are y'all with chores?"
Excellent.
Then go ahead and make your way inside. There's some biscuits on the stove if you want some. We've got some nice milk set aside, a few jugs of milk set aside.
Might I have a glass of
If y'all take a rest, if you're willing to maybe help Billy here finish up the fence when you're done, you are welcome to stay here and patch up your wounds. If you need anything, you just let us know.
All right.
You ever had goblins underneath?
Glory's Vans? They're out of the folders. It's like,
We have clothes if you need a change of clothes, by the way. I notice your robe's a little dirty there. You probably don't want to be out of your pajamas.
It could use to be cleaned, but I'm kind of partial to my pajamas.
She goes, okay, well, if you're sure, well, if you need them washed, just let us know.
we'll give her 2 gold for her trouble.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Here you go. So you,
Pay for our expense.
We're paying you to give us chores.
Lucy, go ahead and take inspiration for that, because since you're of nobility, I'm just going to count that as acting a character.
Inspiration means essentially any roll that comes up in the you can just save it, but any roll that comes up later on, you can make an advantage roll.
So you guys go into the farmstead. It's a nice little modest home. There's a nice screen door. And there's a strong, potent scent of churned butter and dog fur.
Is there a dog?
There is one sleeping in the... No, it's them.
I don't want to be like,
All you can see is the stew.
There is a large basset hound curled up in the corner, just kind of passed out.
I want to go
Large
in.
to us or large to them?
Large to them.
Well, probably large to me too.
To you, yeah, for sure. It's an average-sized basset hound.
I want to walk over and pet it. I want to go like hug it.
You go and hug it. It kind of startles awake, but then kind of
Hey, where are these gnomes at?
they're outside all getting ready for work for the day.
I want to throw a net on that dog and take it.
Okay. But you're going to have to throw one over Pebbles, who is currently holding it, so...
I will cut you.
Alright, never mind.
Just see him preparing the net. Straight packing it back.
After you guys have been in here for a minute, I don't know if you go to get any food or milk or not, but eventually after a couple
I
minutes...
go to get a biscuit.
Okay, go for it. Nice milk for Lucian.
And then I give a little bit to the dog.
Okay, cool. He just slops it up, and he seems really impartial to you.
I wait to eat it.
Whatever will be the
And
equivalent.
if he's still breathing, I go ahead and eat the biscuit.
He seems fine.
Okay, cool.
Whatever will be the equivalent of a short rest if we're not about to do a long rest, is what I would do. If
You can. I'll let you guys decide how long you rest here. The woman comes into the household that you spoke with after a few minutes, and she goes, "Oh, where are my manners? I'm so sorry. I didn't even show you where your room is." And she goes, "Here, follow me." And she walks up the stairs, and she goes, "My name is Jean, by the way." You guys are walked upstairs. As you're on the second story, there's a a long wooden hallway with 6 doors, 3 on each side. Me and my Billy's room, we're down there at the far right. Our son's room is the one right next to that one on the right. And we got a couple workers who live here. They are going to be the one to your immediate left and the one at the very end on the left. So you can take the one in the middle or the one closest to your right.
Do you have anywhere outside, like a shed or something we'd be able to work in briefly, just to work up some, potions, not to help heal us up without using your...
I mean, if you want to go out in the barn, you can. We also have the stables are empty right now, so you can go out and work in there.
Perfect.
She said her sons are over. Where's her son at?
Her son is outside working.
Oh, that's okay. I thought
Yeah, I'm gonna leave this.
What about the husband?
Kind of break
He's
off.
he's outside working, so he's the one that spoke to you. What'd you say?
I'm gonna break off and just lead the shaman to the shed or bar, wherever we
Sure.
want to work at, and help him set up.
Sure.
Be a nice area and a rest.
But it will take Tastrel about 5 hours to get this prepared, so...
Yeah, so I mean, and I think that's kind of going to end this is kind of going to end our day at a certain point. So like
Pretty much.
getting him set up and then going and helping with the chores or resting, whatever, that's kind of going to be just playing out your day.
Pretty much.
So I assume at some point we're going to have a long rest today.
Yeah, at some point, yeah, for sure. So you can describe what you want to do in between.
Yeah, I'm just getting him set up, making sure he doesn't need anything. If he needs help, I'm helping him.
Sure.
As I'm going to help the farmers or whatever I can do.
So while you're doing that, you go to, we'll just say you go to the barn, for example, and you go and you find a little wooden crate, and Tastrel goes, that'll work. And he goes and he takes his old bag and starts setting out components on it to start getting, start his process. And it's a little awkward at first. And also, you're not quite sure if the suggestion has worn off or not, but he does not seem to have any change in his composure or his attitude towards you.
All right.
So he just says, I don't know if I ever learned your name, did I? I feel like I did.
Francis.
Francis, just out of curiosity, what happened with Slapdud back there?
He killed me.
Yeah, you seem fine.
Good question. I'm still figuring that out.
Interesting. Do you remember anything?
A few things, but I don't think it's really detailed or going to matter much to you on this.
I'm curious as a friend.
I just got to tell him the story about the death side,
Right.
with leaving out pretty much all of the mission-related details.
Sure.
Just kind of death came, and the other entity came and stopped him, and then I woke up.
He goes, interesting. So you basically escaped death.
Or someone saved me from it. Hopefully I don't die again. I have to go through it again to get more information.
No, it sucked. That would that's a very grueling conversation. Francis, what do you want to be when you're like? What do you want to be when you grow up?
Don't know yet.
Don't think you could ever see a more.
At this
grown up
point,
man.
I think I just want to be alive.
That's fair enough. After you get the herbs, what are you going to do with your remaining time?
Try to figure out a way to break the curse entirely.
And what about after that?
Not know yet. Hadn't thought that far. I hadn't planned that far before I got the curse, so... Still,
And this is where you wound up, right? So, what's the point of making plans?
exactly. Number one priority, number one.
He just kind of nods, and he goes, well, I suppose I'll go ahead and get to work. And he starts, he begins his process. Good job.
While he's doing that, I want to make the dog follow me and go and find Dee.
If I Jane?
He likes you.
Yeah.
Make an analyzing like check.
Yeah. Yeah, go
Assuming he likes
But with
you
advantage
at all.
because you gave him a biscuit.
I have 0 in animal handling, so.
And he says,
And I rolled a 3 on both.
2 threes.
so now he goes right the fuck to sleep.
Let's give our group an advantage. It does not ever help us.
No. So I just pat him on the head and like,
I start giving
okay.
you guys disadvantage because then that's when the 18s and the 17s will come out.
Disadvantage roll.
But yeah, I just pat him on the head and go find Jean.
Pebbles, you enter the kitchen where Jean is currently washing some dishes. She's got like a little bucket of water and a cloth that she's just kind of spit cleaning practically some of her dishes. She does not seem to immediately notice you walking in.
So what were you needing help with?
The fence, unless there's something else you're good at.
Good at entertaining for the most part. Not really good at fixing things.
What kind of entertainment?
Oh, fire twirling. That's
Fire
it.
twirling.
Yeah.
We've never Would you mind doing a presentation for us?
Not at all. Do you know where the closest like wizard or library or anything like that is?
Well, if you want a library, your best bet would probably be going to Thetheus.
Not that far away.
If you're wanting somebody who's really good at magic, you're going to want to go to Shimmercross, where Gloria is, but that's a long walk, sister.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of things about Shimmercross and Gloria that I'd like to avoid.
My boy, Dennis, he wants to go to Gloria so bad. He thinks he can be a wizard, but I don't think you're a wizard.
They're all confident pricks anyways.
She goes, what makes you think that?
No.
Well, my father was from there.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he like a professor?
He was a professor in a way. Just taught some more things in our field, like entertainment and trickery.
You can see in her eyes she's slightly regretting letting you into her home now.
Checking your pockets.
Yeah. Is my bike still out there? She goes, I don't know, Miss Pebbles. I've always heard really nice things about Gloria. I hear they're really smart folk who really have a grasp on magic, and anyone who goes there to study always comes out on top. That's probably why their tuition is so much.
Probably, but people only tell you the good stuff.
I guess so, but if so many people tell you the same thing, at what point does it become myth? At what point does it become truth?
At what point does it become brainwashing?
She thinks about it for a second. She goes, what's brainwashing?
Something that someone instills to you for a long time, like...
What does instill mean?
Jesus Christ.
You certainly haven't went to court.
We're about to murder the shit out of this baby.
I got a feeling that it's Cyclops just gonna show up and wreck this town.
If you guys kill these people, I'll make the Cyclops show up.
No, I'm just saying, I have a feeling.
Hey, what's happening, guys? It's JT. Wanted to create a little intermission here in the episode to, first off, say thank you for listening. Second off, you look fantastic today. And I hope that those people who are making you feel really insecure about yourself just have the worst day possible. You are amazing. Don't let anyone take that away from you. Also, I am so tremendously sorry that the episode came out so much later in the day than it usually does. I try to have episodes up by Wednesday morning, and it is currently 6 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday for me when I am recording this, so I definitely kind of fumbled there. My reason for that is I and my wife Gabby, who plays Pebbles in the podcast, are currently in the process of moving houses and into a different town, and it is an extraordinarily haphazardous process for everybody involved. So it's been a little difficult for me to block out time to work on this, but I am making a resolution to let this be the only day that I am behind. I am thinking about using my free time to kind of start creating like a backlog of episodes, so once the moving process kind of reaches its zenith, then, we will be covered, and nobody will be out an episode. So, that is the plan. By next Wednesday morning, the next episode will be up, and we will maintain that going forward. That is my goal, and I plan to make good on that. So, once again, thank you for your patience, thank you for your time, and just taking the time to listen to this. It means a lot to everybody involved, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.
No, hey, while this is going on, I'll be outside. I'll cast mending and start mending the fence.
Okay, so the guy's getting ready to put a nail in, and as he picks up the nail, it kind of floats out of his hand, and the board kind of fastens itself in place, and just... and it's just like, the guy looks at you. He's not the guy that met you. He's not Billy. He's a younger looking guy, and he stands up, and he goes, You're a...
Don't do it.
You're a cleric, Lucian. He goes, he's like, you're a magic user. He goes, that's so cool. What kind of magic you do?
All types of things.
Really?
Mainly ice.
You can do ice magic?
Yeah.
I've never seen ice before.
Well, then I'll just yeet a sacred flame, but except sacred flame will be sacred ice.
Sure. Alright, where are you eating it?
Just in the woods.
Okay. He sees it go off, and he's
Just gonna be a block.
You eat it, and he looks like it's like a shooting star. He's like, you are the most badass motherfucker I have ever seen. You hear the father go, Billy, finish your... Or not Billy, fuck. He's, myself! Dennis, stop jaw-jacking and finish your... And he looks and he sees that the fence is like practically complete.
Oh, yeah.
And he just goes, how the And he looks at you, and he locks eyes with you, and he kind of squints, and you see him just slink back behind the barn door.
And the Nightshade was with me the whole time. Okay. She has mending as well, so she was helping.
Okay, yeah, so she's kind of, so she's, not only is she helping the fence, but she's also kind of like, cleaning up a little bit and, making sure that the fence is well built on all sides. She's redoing bits that Dennis didn't do right.
I'll ask what chores they need. What more do they need? The fence is basically done.
Screw these people.
Let me ask you this. What's a chore that Mac would enjoy doing?
None.
None?
Killing people. Killing things.
Was the fence down, or they were just putting it up?
They were just putting it up.
Let's say, don't want to ask why it was down, but they're just putting it up.
Yeah. You're kind of sitting there kind of antsy, just sort of frustrated.
Twiddling my axe.
Yeah, and you hear like a little squeak.
Oh.
And you look up and you see an ugly ass rat
Okay.
sitting in the corner.
Oh, it's a
He's doing a little oh, it's a rat. And this rat is not like a normal sized rat. It's pretty fucking large. It's got like a little trinket in its hands, and it sees you, and there's fucking like darts out of the room.
Let's do a thing.
All right.
What room are we in? Or am I in the farm?
You're in the farmhouse right now.
I don't like that look.
I want to go to the shed or whatever it is.
Sure.
And watch the shop.
Pebbles, what are you currently talking about with Gene?
Yeah, we were just talking. I asked her if they have like any spare horses or where they provide their farm stuff to.
Okay, so we're a little short on horses right now, but that doesn't mean you can't get any. We've got 3. Technically, we've got 4, but we want to keep 1 just to be safe. But we've got 3 in total, and all I got to do is verify your letter, and they're yours if you want them.
Oh, and do you have like any wagons or anything?
No, you'll have to go to Thethius or one of the bigger cities if you want to. I mean, Ghoulcrest might have some. I doubt Hosp West has any.
Where did you get your farm dog?
Our farm dog? Oh, man.
Random pet name generated number 10.
How did you know? Oh, we've had Skyleaf since before we even moved out here. It's a good old dog. He's old, but
So I was hoping you guys just had puppies on the farm or something.
No, that'd be great.
I would. I'd steal one.
You could have your own steed.
Exactly. That's all I want.
You could ride on my
No.
Echo.
The next word is very...
Echo.
context.
Look, what the fuck are you talking about for 1,000, Alex?
Not anywhere that would be giving away puppies.
Not really, no. I had a friend of mine, Sandra, over at Hosp West that had some that she was giving away, but that was months ago. I'm pretty sure she's rehomed all of them. She's a sweet girl.
You think she would have rebred?
Well, she always says that every time she said she's done getting breeding nails and giving them away, but she said that the last time and the time before that, so it's possible.
Get you a bling dog.
So after we're done with these chores, we can take the 3 horses, right?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Let's make sure y'all are good to go first. I hate y'all riding horses and
Did she die?
succumb to your wounds on your travels. So make sure you're fully rested. But we're just gonna leave y'all alone. You do your thing. We're gonna go tend to our business and make sure everything's all right. I also gotta go make sure this letter is authentic. So until then, if you have any questions, you can find me in my office.
How do you do that?
I can show you.
Alright, cool. I'll go listen.
So she goes up to her bedroom, which she calls her office, and there's a large king-size bed in the center, which is way overdoing it for gnomes, but whatever.
They all sleep there.
And it takes up most of...
It gets real scary on stormy nights.
So they all come
And
in
those king size bed, there's still one person pushing somebody off the edge.
somehow. So there's a little desk in the corner. It's kind of cramped in this room because the bed takes up most of it, but she goes over to the desk, she lays down the envelope, she takes off the seal, pulls it out and looks at the writing, and she looks over.
I'm laying on the bed on my stomach, just twirling my feet. Just watching her.
As she's kind of looking over it, she reaches down into her drawer and pulls out a little kit. She sets it on the table, and she pulls out a tiny little glass vial, looks like nail polish. Then takes a tiny little brush out from one of the sleeves of the kit and dabs it into little liquid. And then she takes it and she kind of brushes it across the letters. And she sits there and she watches for a second, and after a minute, she goes, "Come here." You kind of scoot up closer.
prance.
Yeah, She's looking at it. Do you know what this is? And she holds the little vial up to you.
Absolutely not.
They got a lot of names for it. I like to call it tracer. But what it does is it goes over the handwriting, and it's a little magic item. It tells me this was forged or not. And it kind of does its work. She goes, I don't understand how it works. I've had folk explain it to me. I don't really understand it.
Where'd you get it from?
Well, anyone who starts up a business where the Everlight Castle Guard can get involved and is required to have this by law, so they just gave it to me.
Do you have extra?
No, but if you're thinking about trying it for yourself, you can set up a little small independent business, and or you can go to work for a legal firm. I'm sure they have some I can use. You got to be careful because it's supplied by the castle, so if you want it, you got to be careful because if you have to let yourself know you're going to run out in advance so you can have some ordered. Otherwise, you're just not going to be able to use any, and then you just can't authenticate any letters and things get backed up. It happened to me back when I was living on this. Oh, hold up. And she looks at it, and there is your heart skips a beat for a slight second because it looks like the pigment is about to turn a dark color.
In my head, I'm like, keep her distracted.
But as she looks back, the pigment we'll say pigment, fuck it. It changes into a much brighter, sort of greenish hue. She goes, that means it's authentic. She goes and she kind of takes another brush. It kind of clears off. You can see the substance sort of getting attached to the brush, sort of coming off the page. There's still a little left on there. She kind of dusts it off a little bit while trying not to mess up the handwriting. And she goes, looks like y'all are all in order.
Cool. So you keep the letter?
No, we give it back to you because it's not our property. I'll have to ask you guys to fill out a receipt for when we're done, but that's about it.
Okay.
It's been quite a few hours. You guys have rested, you've patched yourself up, you've taken time to breathe and remember what it feels like to be alive. There's something strangely serene about this farm that kind of gets your spirits up. And
I know there's a question we've all been waiting to ask. So, Lucy, when you get hard, does it shrink when you get hot? Or is it harden more when you get cold?
I was thinking, do we get a long rest? That's the question.
are you asking if it's like in a shower where it's cold water, you get soft instantly, or
It is not affected.
all of the gnomes are focused on your answer? And there was no subtlety in Pebble's voice.
No.
Even the animals are looking.
And just everything dead silent waiting.
There you can hear crickets, and Lucy, before things get too awkward, you are hit with a wave of relief as Tastrel pops out of the barn and goes, "It's ready!"
Yeah, let's go.
The hip doesn't walk, and I'm like,
one of the gnomes, it's one of the workers, not one of the family members, says, "But wait, I want to know." And then Billy goes, "Shut up! I think our customer's here. Come on." Pats him on the back and pushes them forward. And you guys go into the barn. And Tassrul, sitting at the crate, has little tiny, not petri dishes, but they're like little bowls, tiny glass bowls with ground up paste in them. They kind of, not paste. It's more like kind of a little bit of a liquid. With finely mashed ingredients put together that have been actually put together very precise. He slides each one to one corner of the box where each of you are standing. From Nightshade to Mac, you guys are all standing in a semicircle opposite him on the box. And he goes, "Well, friends, here you go."
Oh, wait. Does
Yeah,
Does the Nightshade identify?
Yeah, detect poison. You detect poison.
detect poison and disease. You can sense the present location of diseases.
Yeah, it might show if it's poison. I mean, and it's not poison to us as far as we know. But
One of us just needs to drink it and then be ready for healing spells.
I mean, that would tell us whether or not.
Yeah, that was telling us.
I
want her to use a healing spell. Or I mean her.
No, I want you. Drink it.
Jordan, use a cat.
Go Lucy and drink it.
Well, we're about to take a long rest, so it was a reset.
Unless we got one today, that's why I wasn't sure if we rested up. Did we get a long rest?
No, but yes.
No, we got a long rest.
So you can go ahead and just take the benefits of the long rest. It's now afternoon. You guys.
Poison or disease. So we need it. It says 1 action plus 10 minutes. So I guess we're just going to stand there for 10 minutes. Oh, she's focused and all that.
It's very awkward.
She can sense the presence.
We trust you. It's just
we can't. He's like, no, I get it. You can't be too
within
careful.
30 feet. Poisonous creatures and diseases. She can also identify the kind of poison The poisonous creature or disease.
So just cast it. Is it poison? That's what we're doing.
Yeah, so you cast it, and even though the components of this, they don't look like they will be pleasant to consume. There's nothing in it that would actively harm you. There's nothing in it that would cause any adverse effects that you can immediately identify. Whatever this thing will do to you, it will not poison you.
Okay.
So we take it.
So
So,
you guys each,
I wanna make mine cold.
let's go.
Go see her like this, and if Oswald's gonna be cold, I'm gonna go. It's cold because it's not cold.
he actually freezes the cup. Damn it. Can you put this up for me?
And then he passes out.
And it's just like, I imagine it's lukewarm, so I'm still like cold.
Yeah. Can we retcon to the first episode when you got ice water and we were all confused as to how the hell this dude got ice that you just made into like
You got regular water.
Yeah, he did regular water and he just formed ice cubes in it. It tastes literally like, imagine if somebody ground up breadcrumbs, pepper, and fucking like Tylenol, crushed it all together and put it in dirty dishwater, and it tastes like shit.
They
It-
probably taste better than the Mountain Dew always do.
Nah, you'd be surprised. Yeah,
If anybody has pressed this station, they can make it taste better. Like whatever.
you could.
I don't have it.
I don't.
I know, I'm really pressed.
It's a cool spell. Out of the shield spell.
I normally care.
After I drink it, like,
You consume the components of the little glass bowl.
I'm gonna play around and go,
So you're fake convulsing.
what happened?
As you guys are waiting for the identify poison, by the way, you heard like people walking around the farm going about their business. You hear the clattering of hooves, but not horses leaving, horses really entering the farm.
More horses for us.
After the 10 minutes goes by, and once you guys drink it, you stop for a minute. You try to collect and see how this is making you feel, because there's a lot of anxiety built up in your chest and you're really uncertain, except for maybe you, Mac. You probably consumed more dangerous. But as the door opens and Gene leans in and goes, "Y'all all right back here?" You guys take a deep breath and exhale, and pain leaves your chest. Nausea slightly dissipates. Headaches slowly go away, and it feels slight and slow. Every minute that passes, you feel slightly better. But Tashrel kind of admires how you guys' skin is becoming to return to its natural color, and the mark does not leave your hand, but you feel pretty good. You feel like you literally just got I don't know how to compare this to, because there's no real comparison for how relieved you are so quickly.
I tell him thank you and I hug him.
He kind of holds you in his arms and goes, "Oh, my dear, you're relieved."
Hey, I'm gonna be like, wait, where did I get this? What is this?
This wasn't here before. You're pointing in your tent too. And it hits you after a minute that the spell that was cast on him should have worn off ages ago, but his disposition towards you guys has not changed in the slightest. And as he slowly releases you, he says, "Remember, you aren't cured, but you bought yourself some time."
All right, well, it's time for us to pinch up and head out, guys.
As you guys exit the barn, Tashrel does not follow you. He looks like he's just going to think for a minute about what he wants to do.
I'm sure they could use some help on the farm.
Nope, he's going with us, or he's.
I don't want him to die, so I mean, they may need some more.
Yeah.
We almost got us killed.
He gave me a broken axe.
I mean,
He has to die peaceful.
Yeah, and yesterday.
And you're capable of providing him with that experience.
You try.
As you guys exit the barn, I walk out to see the nice cool afternoon. You see the gnomes walking back from a deal they just wrapped up, and as you look up to see who this individual was they were just conversing with, you see a carriage with 2 horses pulling it, slowly leaving the farmstead, and the carriage is in the shape of a. It's one you're familiar with, because the shape is that of a liquor bottle. And it says, painted on the back, Clogg's Brewery. And you see the goblin from the Mid-Valley Festival riding atop, disappearing into the sunset slowly.
You've been listening to Everlight Kingdom. Game mastered by JT Fondren. Music by Travis Savoy. Theme song by Adam Blotner. Sound effects and atmosphere from Sirinscape. Special thanks to our amazing players. And a big thank you to our listeners for joining us on this adventure. Don't forget to subscribe to Everlight Kingdom and leave us a review. And check out altaloom.com for more RPG podcasts and stories.
altaloom.com. Adventures too big for the table.